I used to think a packed calendar meant I was important. Meetings every hour, no gaps, back-to-back calls, and I felt like a real manager, productive and in demand. But then one week I looked up and realized I hadn't done a single thing that actually moved the needle. Just meetings, admin, firefighting. Yes, I was busy, but I wasn't effective. This video is about how your calendar is really lying to you and how you can take back control so you can actually lead. My name is Marcel. I'm a chartered manager with over 2 decades of experience in improving productivity. In that time, I went from packing every day to an impossible maximum to realizing that my calendar was lying to me. I thought having it full was the sign of how good I was. I mean, we've all been conditioned to believe that a full calendar equals productivity. If your day is packed, you must be doing important work, right? That's wrong. A full calendar usually means 3 things. You're reacting, not leading. You're doing other people's work, and you've outsourced your priorities to your calendar app. Now here's what that looks like. On Monday you plan to work on your team's long-term roadmap, but then a string of 30 minutes meetings lands on your calendar. Suddenly your morning's gone. Then you've got check-ins, syncs, last-minute calls. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon your brain's fried and you've made zero progress on the thing that actually matters. This is the trap. You feel productive, but you're just busy. And being busy is not the same as being effective. Your calendar is simply lying to you. Let's break down why your calendar turns into a productivity black hole. Firstly, default settings are broken. The meeting default is 30 to 60 minutes, and can I grab 15 minutes becomes dead by 1,000 cuts. Another aspect is context switching. That kills momentum. Every meeting forces you to ramp up, engage, wind down, and then jump straight into a totally different problem. Do that 6 or 7 times a day and your brain never fully resets. The third element is the conflict of manager time versus maker time. This concept comes from Paul Graham. Managers operate in 1-hour blocks. Makers require long stretches of uninterrupted time to engage and do deep work. Now what he suggests is that we should be splitting our days into 2 sections. In the first, we take meetings as a time measurement and just fill them up. The second allows for longer engagement times. Because here's the thing, as a manager, you still need some maker time. Time to think, to plan, to actually lead, not just react. As much as manager's life is occupied by solving short-term problems, the large part of the job is to find strategic solutions and just think ahead, more than one day at least. And if your calendar doesn't protect that time, well, it won't magically appear. Here's the good stuff. How do you fix it? Firstly, my advice is time block like a boss. Start with your non-negotiables, the work that actually moves the needle. Block it in first. Then let the meetings just fall around it. If it matters, it goes in your calendar before other people fill the gaps. I'm not saying that it needs to happen earlier than the small stuff. What I do when I'm planning my week ahead is I block out the schedule for the important things, often happening later in the day. And after that, I will allocate smaller stuff to whatever gaps remain. Number 2 is you need to create a no meeting zones. Like pick the rhythm that works for you. It may be morning for deep work. It may be afternoons for calls. It may be reserving Wednesdays as a meeting free day. You know your life. Only you know how to adjust it. And then defend those zones like your job depends on it, because honestly, kind of does. I learned that after the first time I burnt out, and one of the largest lessons of that experience was that my job requires me to slow down to see whether I'm even doing the right things in the first place. Shrink the default meeting size. Challenge every 30-minute slot. Can it be 15 minutes? Can it be synchronous? Can it be an email? Your job isn't to sit in meetings, it's to make things happen. And then theme your days. Give each day a general purpose. Monday might be strategy and planning. Tuesday may be one-on-ones. On Fridays, you may want to wrap up and then reflect. This reduces mental load and helps you stay in flow. Now, I know it's not always possible to have such a comfortable split, but I still encourage you to set some general split. At least then you have a baseline to compromise. Lastly, use the big 3 rule. Each week, define 3 outcomes you must deliver, no matter what. Schedule time for those first. That's your real job. That's where the aim should be. And here's the deeper shift. You're not just managing tasks, you're managing leverage, your time, your attention, and your influence. Your calendar isn't just a schedule, it's a reflection of what you've chosen to prioritize and what you've allowed to take priority. When I finally started treating my calendar like a strategy dog, not a to-do list, everything changed. I had time to think, time to lead, I had time to breathe. You can't lead effectively if you're constantly reacting. Now, reclaim your calendar and you reclaim your job. To deconstruct the reality of it a little bit, especially to new managers, this is not easy. I know I upset several people in the process who simply couldn't understand why I was challenging their invitations. I had to refuse attendance in some meetings, and that infuriated those people. I was accused of not caring enough about the subject. The one phrase that worked wonders when I was in sales was, "Will it help us sell more?" If the answer was a woolly, well, not directly, but I was quick to point out it could probably be better to have my presence reduced to an absolute minimum. Okay, so that didn't make me any friends, but it had a focusing effect on the team. Suddenly, a few of them started looking at their daily schedules via the lens of, does this help me or just robs me of my time? Let's summarize. Your calendar is not your boss. It's a tool. Use it intentionally, guard your time, shrink the noise, focus on what actually matters. Now, if this hit home, drop a comment with what one change you're going to make to your calendar this week. And if you want me to break down exactly how I plan my week as a manager, let me know. I'll show you the system.